Brothers, if you found your way to this channel, chances are you've always felt different. While other men chase validation, compete for attention, or follow the crowd, you've walked your own path. You've probably been called mysterious, aloof, or even antisocial. But deep down, you know you're something else entirely. You're a Sigma male. But here's what most content creators won't tell you. Being a Sigma isn't just about being an introvert with confidence or an alpha who doesn't need a pack. It goes much deeper than that. There are secrets, 8 specific secrets, that separate true Sigma males from the pretenders, and these secrets have been hidden in plain sight for far too long. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the first of these secrets, and I guarantee that what you're about to learn will revolutionize how you see yourself and how you operate in this world. This isn't just another personality-type video. This is a masterclass in understanding the Sigma mindset at its core. If you're ready to unlock the truth about what makes Sigma males truly unstoppable, then you need to hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is your headquarters for authentic Sigma male wisdom, not the watered-down content you'll find elsewhere. We're building a community of real Sigmas who understand that true strength comes from within, and we want you to be part of it. 1. The art of strategic invisibility. Have you ever noticed how the most powerful men in the room are often the ones you barely notice? While alphas demand attention and betas seek approval, there exists a rare breed of man who operates from the shadows, wielding influence without fanfare. Today, we're diving deep into the first secret that separates Sigma males from every other archetype: their mastery of strategic invisibility. Strategic invisibility isn't about being shy or antisocial. It's about being selectively visible. A Sigma male understands that true power doesn't need to announce itself. Think about it. When everyone else is fighting for the spotlight, the Sigma is quietly observing, learning, and positioning himself 3 moves ahead of the game. This calculated approach to visibility serves multiple purposes. First, it allows the Sigma to gather information without interference. While others are busy performing, he's studying the room, understanding the dynamics and identifying opportunities that others miss. Second, it protects him from unnecessary drama and politics that drain energy and focus. Third, and perhaps most importantly, it creates an aura of mystery that naturally draws people toward him. Consider the example of a Sigma male in a corporate environment. While his colleagues are jockeying for position in meetings, speaking loudly to be heard, and playing office politics, the Sigma remains strategically quiet. He contributes when his input adds real value, not just to hear his own voice. When he does speak, people listen because his words carry weight. His silence isn't weakness. It's weaponized patience. The Sigma understands that visibility should be intentional, not constant. He appears when it serves his purpose and retreats when it doesn't. This isn't manipulation, it's efficiency. He's not trying to impress everyone. He's focused on achieving his goals with minimal friction and maximum impact. This strategic approach extends to his social media presence, his social circles, and even his career moves. He doesn't need to broadcast every achievement or share every thought. His accomplishments speak for themselves, and his absence from the noise makes his presence more meaningful when he chooses to engage. The power of strategic invisibility lies in its ability to create space for authentic self-development while maintaining the flexibility to influence outcomes when necessary. It's the difference between being a performer and being a director, and the Sigma male knows which role truly holds the power. 2. Emotional self-reliance mastery. While most men are emotional prisoners, slaves to their reactions, dependent on others for their psychological stability, the Sigma male has achieved something that borders on supernatural: complete emotional self-reliance. This isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming a cold machine. It's about becoming the master of your inner world, regardless of what chaos surrounds you. Emotional self-reliance means that your emotional state is determined by you, not by external circumstances or other people's opinions. When someone disrespects you, your peace isn't shattered. When a deal falls through, your confidence doesn't crumble. When relationships end, your core stability remains intact. This level of emotional independence is what allows Sigma males to take calculated risks that would paralyze other men. The foundation of this mastery lies in understanding the difference between feeling emotions and being controlled by them. A Sigma male feels everything: anger, disappointment, excitement, joy. But he processes these emotions through his own internal framework rather than letting them dictate his actions. He's developed what psychologists call emotional regulation, but he's taken it to a level that most people never reach. Consider how this plays out in a professional setting. When a Sigma male receives harsh criticism, he doesn't immediately defend himself or become reactive. Instead, he filters the feedback through his own judgment system. Is there truth in the criticism that can help him improve? If yes, he extracts the value. If no, he discards it without emotional turmoil. His self-worth isn't tied to others' opinions because he's developed an internal validation system that's far more sophisticated and reliable. This emotional independence extends to romantic relationships as well. While other men become needy, possessive, or lose themselves in relationships, the Sigma maintains his emotional center. He loves deeply, but never desperately. He cares profoundly, but never codependently. This isn't coldness. It's the ultimate form of emotional maturity. The practical application of this secret involves developing what I call emotional compartmentalization. This means creating mental boundaries between different areas of your life so that problems in one area don't contaminate others. A Sigma male can have a terrible day at work and still show up fully present for his family. He can face rejection in one area of life without questioning his value in others. This emotional self-reliance also manifests in his decision-making process. While others seek endless validation and approval before making choices, the Sigma trusts his own judgment. He's done the internal work to understand his values, goals, and non-negotiables, so he can make decisions quickly and confidently without needing a committee of advisors to validate his choices. 3. The power of selective vulnerability. Here's where most men get it completely wrong. They think strength means never showing vulnerability, or they swing to the opposite extreme and become an open book to everyone. The Sigma male has discovered a third way, the strategic use of selective vulnerability that actually increases his power and influence. Selective vulnerability isn't about emotional manipulation or calculated fakeness. It's about understanding that vulnerability, when shared with the right people at the right time for the right reasons, creates deeper connections and paradoxically demonstrates strength rather than weakness. The key word here is selective. The Sigma doesn't share his struggles with everyone, but when he does open up, it's purposeful and powerful. The Sigma male understands that there are different levels of relationships, and each level deserves a different degree of access to his inner world. Acquaintances get polite conversation, colleagues get professional competence, close friends get genuine sharing, intimate partners get deep vulnerability. This isn't being fake, it's being appropriate and strategic about emotional intimacy. When a Sigma male chooses to be vulnerable, he does it from a position of strength, not neediness. He's not seeking validation or pity. He's sharing his experience to deepen connection, provide value, or demonstrate authenticity. For example, if he's mentoring someone who's struggling with similar challenges he's overcome, he might share his own journey through those difficulties, not to seek sympathy, but to provide hope and practical insight. This selective approach to vulnerability also protects him from emotional vampires and manipulative people who would use his openness against him. He's learned to recognize the difference between people who deserve his trust and those who would exploit his transparency. This discernment is crucial because it allows him to be genuinely open with safe people while maintaining appropriate boundaries with others. In romantic relationships, this translates to a man who can be deeply intimate without losing his sense of self. He can share his fears, dreams, and insecurities with his partner while maintaining his emotional independence. He understands that true intimacy requires vulnerability, but he also knows that vulnerability without boundaries leads to codependence and loss of attraction. The power of selective vulnerability extends to leadership as well. A Sigma male leader who appropriately shares his own challenges and growth experiences creates psychological safety for his team. People follow leaders they can relate to, and strategic vulnerability makes the Sigma more relatable without diminishing his authority. This approach requires tremendous self-awareness and emotional intelligence. The Sigma must constantly assess not just what to share, but with whom, when, and why. It's a sophisticated social skill that most people never develop, but when mastered, it becomes a powerful tool for building meaningful connections while maintaining personal strength and independence. 4. Independent value creation. While most men derive their sense of worth from external sources, their job title, their bank account, their relationship status, or social media likes, the Sigma male has developed something revolutionary: the ability to create value independent of external validation or traditional systems. This isn't just about being entrepreneurial, it's about becoming a value-generating force regardless of your circumstances. Independent value creation means that your worth isn't tied to what others give you or think of you. Instead, you've developed internal systems for creating meaning, purpose, and tangible value that exist completely separate from external recognition. This could manifest as developing unique skills, creating intellectual property, building systems that generate income, or simply cultivating wisdom and insights that benefit others. The Sigma understands that traditional employment, while potentially useful, should never be his only source of value or identity. He's constantly developing what economists call human capital, skills, knowledge, and capabilities that belong to him regardless of his current situation. Whether he's employed or not, in a relationship or not, recognized by society or not, he continues to generate value. Consider the Sigma male who works a regular job but spends his evenings developing a unique skill set, perhaps learning advanced programming, mastering a craft, or building expertise in a niche area. He's not doing this for immediate recognition or to impress others. He's doing it because he understands that true security comes from his ability to create value, not from depending on others to provide it for him. This principle extends beyond just professional or financial value. The Sigma creates intellectual value by developing unique perspectives and insights. He creates social value by becoming someone others genuinely want to be around, not because he's entertaining or agreeable, but because interactions with him leave people better than they were before. He creates personal value by continuously improving himself in ways that matter to his long-term goals. The practical application of this secret involves identifying your unique combination of talents, interests, and market needs, then developing systems to monetize and leverage these combinations. But it goes deeper than money. It's about becoming someone who adds value to any situation you enter, regardless of whether that value is immediately recognized or compensated. This approach creates what psychologists call internal locus of control, the belief that you have the power to influence outcomes in your life through your own actions. While others feel victimized by circumstances or dependent on external systems for their security, the Sigma knows that his most valuable asset is his ability to create value from nothing. Independent value creation also provides incredible psychological freedom. When you know you can create value, regardless of your circumstances, you're not afraid of change, rejection, or failure in the same way other men are. This freedom allows you to take risks, make authentic choices, and maintain your integrity even when it's costly, because you know you can always rebuild from your internal resources. 5. The rejection of external validation. This is perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of Sigma male psychology, and it's what truly separates Sigmas from alphas who still crave the spotlight, and betas who desperately seek approval. The Sigma male has achieved something that most men never will: complete liberation from the need for external validation. But this isn't about not caring what others think. It's about having developed an internal validation system that's more sophisticated and reliable than anything the external world can offer. The rejection of external validation doesn't mean the Sigma male is antisocial or dismissive of feedback. Instead, he's developed the ability to evaluate input from others through his own filter system rather than automatically accepting or rejecting it based on who's giving it or how it makes him feel. He can receive praise without becoming addicted to it, and criticism without being destroyed by it. This internal validation system is built on a deep understanding of his own values, goals, and standards. The Sigma has done the difficult work of defining what success means to him personally, rather than accepting society's definition. He knows what kind of man he wants to be, what kind of life he wants to live, and what kind of impact he wants to have. These internal metrics become his primary measure of progress and worth. Consider how this plays out in social situations. While other men are constantly monitoring how they're being perceived, adjusting their behavior to get positive reactions, feeling deflated when they don't get the response they wanted, the Sigma male shows up authentically. He's not performing for an audience because his sense of self isn't dependent on audience approval. This authenticity is ironically what often makes him more attractive and influential than those who are trying harder to impress. In professional settings, this translates to a man who does excellent work for its own sake, not just for recognition. He's motivated by internal standards of quality and achievement rather than external rewards alone. This doesn't mean he doesn't appreciate recognition when it comes. He simply doesn't require it to feel good about his efforts. The Sigma's rejection of external validation also protects him from manipulation and social pressure. When someone tries to control him through guilt, shame, or social expectations, these tactics don't work because his self-worth isn't tied to others' opinions. He can make unpopular decisions, stand alone when necessary, and resist group pressure because he's not dependent on group approval for his emotional stability. This independence extends to his romantic relationships as well. He doesn't need a relationship to feel complete, which paradoxically makes him more attractive to high-quality partners. He enters relationships from a position of wholeness rather than neediness, choosing partners who add value to his already fulfilling life rather than seeking someone to validate his worth or complete his identity. The practical development of this trait involves regular self-reflection and the cultivation of internal feedback systems. The Sigma regularly evaluates his progress based on his own standards rather than comparing himself to others or seeking external metrics of success. 6. Calculated risk. Taking philosophy. While most men either avoid risks entirely out of fear or take reckless risks out of impulse, the Sigma male has developed a sophisticated approach to risk that allows him to achieve extraordinary results while maintaining long-term stability. This isn't about being a daredevil or playing it completely safe. It's about developing a systematic approach to evaluating and taking risks that maximizes potential upside while protecting against catastrophic downside. The Sigma's approach to risk is fundamentally different because it's based on thorough analysis rather than emotion. Before taking any significant risk, he conducts what military strategists call a risk assessment matrix, evaluating both the probability of various outcomes and their potential impact on his long-term goals. He doesn't take risks to prove something to others or because he's bored. He takes risks because his analysis suggests the potential benefits outweigh the potential costs. This calculated approach extends to every area of life. In career decisions, he might leave a secure job to start a business, but only after he's saved enough money to survive during the transition, validated his business idea, and developed multiple backup plans. In investments, he might put money into high-growth opportunities, but only after ensuring his basic needs are covered and he won't face financial ruin if the investment fails. The Sigma understands that the biggest risk is often not taking any risks at all. While others are paralyzed by the fear of failure, he recognizes that staying in his comfort zone guarantees mediocrity. However, his risk-taking is never reckless. He operates under what poker players call bankroll management, never risking more than he can afford to lose and always maintaining enough resources to continue playing the long game. Consider how this manifests in relationships. The Sigma male is willing to be vulnerable and invest emotionally in relationships, but he doesn't bet his entire emotional well-being on any single relationship. He maintains his independence and personal development even while being committed, understanding that the healthiest relationships are between two complete individuals rather than two people who need each other to feel whole. His calculated risk-taking philosophy also includes what I call asymmetric risk, looking for opportunities where the potential upside is significantly larger than the potential downside. This might mean learning a new skill that could open up multiple career opportunities while only requiring an investment of time, or starting a side business that could grow into something significant while only requiring a modest initial investment. The Sigma's approach to risk is also informed by his long-term thinking. He's not looking for quick wins or immediate gratification. He's building towards long-term goals that may take years to achieve. This perspective allows him to take risks that others wouldn't consider because they don't have the patience or vision to see the potential long-term benefits. This philosophy requires developing what psychologists call risk intelligence, the ability to accurately assess and respond to uncertainty. The Sigma has learned to be comfortable with uncertainty, while still taking decisive action when the analysis supports it. 7. The art of strategic relationships. The Sigma male's approach to relationships is fundamentally different from other archetypes. He doesn't collect people to boost his ego or desperately seek approval through social connections. Instead, he views relationships as investments, carefully choosing where to place his most valuable resource, his time and energy. Strategic relationships aren't about manipulation or using people. It's about being intentional and intelligent in your social investments. The Sigma understands that not all relationships serve the same purpose, and he engages accordingly. He has professional contacts for business opportunities, mentors for growth, friends for genuine connection, and intimate partners for deep emotional exchange, treating each category with appropriate boundaries and expectations. The Sigma masters what sociologists call weak ties and strong ties. He maintains a broad network of professional and social connections who provide opportunities and information when needed. But he's extremely selective about his inner circle, the small group who have access to his authentic self and receive his genuine emotional investment. In building these strategic relationships, the Sigma focuses on mutual value rather than neediness or entertainment. He asks, what value do I bring here, and what value does this bring to me? This creates relationships where both parties genuinely benefit and grow, while avoiding energy vampires who drain without contributing. Consider his professional approach. Instead of randomly networking or trying to impress everyone, he identifies people whose skills complement his goals, then creates authentic mutual value. He might offer his expertise to solve someone's problem, knowing this generosity typically gets reciprocated when he needs assistance. In romantic relationships, this strategic mindset means he won't settle for partners who don't align with his values and vision. He understands the right relationship should enhance both people's lives, not require either to diminish themselves. He'd rather be single than compromise his standards. The Sigma also maintains his independence within all relationships. He never becomes so dependent on any connection that losing it would devastate him. This independence makes him more attractive because people sense he's choosing to be with them, not desperately needing them. 8. Internal compass navigation. The final secret of Sigma males is their development of an unshakable internal guidance system that allows them to navigate life based on their own values and vision rather than external pressures or expectations. This internal compass becomes their North Star, keeping them aligned with their authentic path regardless of changing circumstances. Internal compass navigation means the Sigma has done deep work understanding his core identity. His fundamental values, authentic desires, natural talents, and unique purpose. This isn't something figured out overnight. It's the result of years of self-reflection and experimentation. He's learned to distinguish between what he genuinely wants and what social conditioning tells him he should want. This guidance system allows rapid, confident decision-making because he's not paralyzed by trying to please everyone or meet external expectations. When faced with choices, he filters them through his internal value system to determine alignment with his authentic path. He considers others' input, but processes it through his own discernment rather than letting it override his inner knowing. Developing this compass requires regular solitude and self-reflection. The Sigma schedules alone time, not from antisocial tendencies, but because solitude allows him to hear his own thoughts without external influence. During these periods, he evaluates progress, reassesses goals, and fine-tunes his direction based on ongoing learning. This internal navigation includes moral courage, doing what he believes is right, even when difficult, unpopular, or costly. The Sigma doesn't compromise integrity for convenience because his compass provides non-negotiable principles, guiding his behavior regardless of external pressures. In career choices, while others chase status or money, the Sigma seeks work aligning with his values and utilizing his natural abilities. He might refuse high-paying jobs requiring principal compromise, or leave prestigious positions that don't fulfill his deeper purpose. The Sigma's internal compass provides psychological resilience. When facing criticism, failure, or uncertainty, his internal guidance keeps him grounded and focused on his long-term path. He doesn't get derailed by temporary setbacks because his direction comes from within rather than external validation. This final secret integrates all previous ones. His strategic invisibility serves his authentic path. Emotional self-reliance protects his guidance. Selective vulnerability deepens meaningful connections. Independent value creation expresses his gifts. Rejection of external validation preserves his direction. Calculated risks serve his vision, and strategic relationships support his genuine goals. The Sigma, with a fully developed internal compass, becomes truly unstoppable, not through dominating others, but through authentic power alignment. He moves with quiet confidence, making decisions serving his deepest values while meaningfully contributing to others who share his path. The art of strategic invisibility isn't just a tactic, it's a philosophy that transforms how you move through the world. When you master this first secret, you'll find that your influence grows exponentially while your stress decreases dramatically. You'll stop wasting energy on meaningless social games and start focusing on what truly matters, your mission, your growth, and your impact. Remember, the goal isn't to become invisible, it's to become strategically visible. To show up when it matters, retreat when it doesn't, and always maintain the power to choose. This is what separates the Sigma from every other male archetype, and it's just the beginning of what we're going to explore together. But this is only the first secret. The remaining 7 will challenge everything you think you know about masculinity, success, and personal power. Each one builds on the last, creating a complete framework for Sigma male excellence that you won't find anywhere else. If this resonates with you, if you recognize yourself in these words, then you absolutely must subscribe to this channel. We're not just sharing content here, we're building a brotherhood of men who understand that true strength doesn't need to prove itself to anyone. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join thousands of other Sigma males who are committed to living life on their own terms. The journey to Sigma mastery starts now, and the next secret we're revealing will show you how to achieve something most men never learn: complete emotional self-reliance. Don't miss it.